Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, my name is Jennifer. I'm a full-time data analyst and a full-time IT baddie. We do all things tech related, from vlogs, advice, you name it. So if you like what you hear and see, don't forget to click subscribe, share, and do all of the nice things as we get into today's lesson. So guys, I think one of the topics that I'm going to be talking about that is so underrated but a skill that you do need to learn in corporate is documentation. And now you might be thinking, oh my gosh, but Jennifer, I'm so focused on learning my Python, SQL, Excel skills. Why would I need documentation? Let me tell you, documentation is a crucial step in your work as a data analyst or as somebody in the tech space. Documentation is key because number one, you will tend to forget what you have done. Number two, some people are evil and they will try and throw you under the bus just to save their own skin. So you need to learn how to document because number one, it's going to make you a more organized person, especially in corporate and tech where it's very fast paced. And the second thing is that when somebody tries to throw you under the bus, you are prepared with 57 receipts before they come and try that nonsense on you, okay? And I know in a previous company of mine, I was, celebrated for how well I document things. So make sure that you learn how to document your work. So now work gets documented, especially in your day-to-day workings in tech, in various ways, right? So one way that your work does get documented is through this system called Jira. So Jira is essentially a ticketing system. And what I essentially mean by that is that you will get assigned a piece of work to do under this specific Jira board. Your manager assigns it to you, and under that specific board, you will have tickets which will have descriptions of what work you need to do, whether it's creating a report, doing analysis, or doing a simple investigation. So one way that you can practice this for free is using Trello, because I do know that when I was in Stellenbosch being a student leader, we had to learn how to track things, and one of the student leaders taught me about Trello being a good managing system. So if you want to practice how to organize yourself and organize your work, Trello is a good equivalent because some companies actually do use that. I am also aware, which I have used in the past in a previous company, is that Microsoft Teams also has a system where you can actually document stuff similar to Trello and Jira. So if you do have access to Microsoft Teams, also do that as a means of practicing your documentation. And don't forget, anything that you're practicing, make sure to document it and put that on your CV when you're ready to apply for jobs, because it's so important, like I mentioned, that you know how to document. Another form of documentation will come in the form of version control. So in my previous videos on TikTok or on my YouTube channel, you'll see that I've emphasized that you need to learn version control. So essentially, you might be working on an Excel file, right? You might be doing calculations and all of that. And let's say that Excel file breaks now and you didn't save a different copy of it. And now you don't know what the previous version was. And now your file is corrupt and you don't even know what happened to it, right? So essentially, a lot of companies try to document previous versions of that file so that in case your file gets corrupt, you can go back to previous versions and even share it with other people so that in case you don't have access to it or you're sick, other people can work on your file. So GitHub is a good version control tool that a lot of companies make use of in terms of documenting coding. That's why I'll always make the emphasis on that you need to understand GitHub, because it's essentially going to be your lifeline when you work in tech, especially when you work with other teams, because that's another way that we actually learn how to document processes and also keep from a company crashing because you had a corrupt file and we don't know what happened to it. Also, guys, another skill that may not be emphasized to you is learning the art of documenting via Teams, via email, and via screenshots, right? Like I mentioned, in a previous company, I was actually celebrated for how well I document things. And you may think that when you're starting out your tech journey or your journey as a data analyst or whatever role you're getting into, that no, you don't need to document things because people are nice. No, people might be going through some stuff and they may throw you under the bus at any given moment. Do not trust people that well, okay? So it's always important to have things via email, document things via Teams and via screenshots, because you never know when something could be misconstrued or misunderstood by either party, right? because you don't want to get into a meeting and then you only had a Teams call about it, and then when it gets to the meeting the other person is claiming, but you said that you would do A, B, and C, but you thought no, this was supposed to be left for another type of ticket or to be discussed further, right? So you don't want those type of instances, because it can lead to you being thrown under that huge bus, that golden arrow bus. You don't want that for yourself. So make sure that you learn the art of documentation for that stuff, so that you can protect yourself from being thrown under that bus. Okay, guys, I think if you don't get that you need to document by the end of this video, I'm gonna come and fetch you, okay? But all in all, that's all I have to say for this lesson. So don't forget that your homework is to like, share, and subscribe, and do all the nice things as we await for my next lesson to you.